Egg cracks bright on the pan, yellow side up just right. She taps her foot, not quite awake, but the morning's already bright. Sun on the pan, day sunny side up, light spills warm and gold. Easy, slow enough. Coffee hums a little tune, curtains let the morning in. She doesn't rush, she sways a bit, the kitchen's bright and kind. Sun on the pan, day sunny side up, light spills warm and gold. Easy, slow enough. She doesn't speak, she taps the beat, the day starts light, sunny here. Sun on the pan, day sunny side up, light leans on the sill, she pulls the fabric back, the room blinks slow awake, gold spills across the floor, curtains open wide, morning jumps right in, she sways beside the glass, the day taps soft and bright. Dust drifts in the beam, she hums a little line, the window holds the warmth, she lets it settle in, curtains open wide, morning jumps right in, she sways beside the glass, the day taps soft and bright. She tugs the cord, the light comes through, the room wakes up bright here, curtains open wide, morning jumps right in. She lifts up on her toes, the shelf is just too high, her fingers brush the rim, the cup comes down just fine. Tiptoe to the cup, quiet but awake, she holds it close and warm, the morning's hers to take. The floor is cool and smooth, she balances a beat, a little careful step, the kitchen keeps its peace. Tiptoe to the cup, quiet but awake, she holds it close and warm, the morning's hers to take. She doesn't make a sound, just lifts and reaches, the day stays soft, quiet here. Tiptoe to the cup, quiet but awake. The kettle starts to warm, a low and steady sound, she rounds her lips and blows, a little tune comes round, coffee hums along, she whistles soft and bright, the pot begins to steam, the morning's turning light. The grounds release their smell, she leans against the sink, her whistle climbs a note, the kitchen seems to think, coffee hums along, she whistles soft and bright, the pot begins to steam, the morning's turning light, she purses up and lets it carry the day, brews slow, bright, here. Coffee hums along, she whistles soft and bright. A patch of light moves slow across the kitchen floor. It rolls along the tile and tumbles to the door. Sunlight on the floor, tumbling toward her feet. She watches where it lands. The morning's bright and sweet. It catches on a spoon and scatters on the wall. She tilts her head to look. The light begins to fall. Sunlight on the floor, tumbling toward her feet. She watches where it lands. The morning's bright and sweet. It rolls and skips along the boards. The room turns gold bright here. Sunlight on the floor, tumbling toward her feet. She rests her hand to wait. The toaster's almost done. Her fingers find a beat, light tapping one by one. Fingers on the wood, tapping out the day. A little steady pulse. The morning finds its way. The counter's cool and smooth. She keeps a quiet time. A small unhurried groove. The kitchen keeps the rhyme. Fingers on the wood, tapping out the day. A little steady pulse. The morning finds its way. She taps 4 counts and waits again. The day keeps time bright here. Fingers on the wood, tapping out the day. The wire glows a soft red. She waits beside the plate. A little spring is winding. The morning's running late. Toast pops up bright. Morning's little jump. She catches it midair. A small and golden bump. The smell of warm and brown drifts up across the room. She butters edge to edge. The kitchen's filled with bloom. Toast pops up bright. Morning's little jump. She catches it midair. A small and golden bump. It springs up quick. She grins a bit. The day jumps light bright here. Toast pops up bright. Morning's little jump. The light comes through the glass. She stands there for a beat. A little turn, a sway. Bare floor beneath her feet. One spin by the glass. Light around her turns. She lets the morning hold. A small and easy curve. Round one slow. The window holds the sun. She settles soft and still. The little turn is done. One spin by the glass. Light around her turn. She lets the morning hold. A small and easy curve. She turns once, lets the light go by. The day spins soft, bright here. One spin by the glass. Light around her turns. The boards have caught the sun. She steps without her shoes. The warmth comes up to meet her. A soft and deep cold behind. She rests her weight, the warmth holds on. The day stays soft, bright here. Bare feet on warm wood, day is soft and kind. She turns the little dial, the static fades to song, a tune she half remembers. She hums and taps along. Radio finds a tune, she lets it carry her. A little morning groove, the kitchen starts to stir. The speaker small and warm, it plays a steady beat. She sways beside the counter, light tapping with her feet. Radio finds a tune, she lets it carry her. A little morning groove, the kitchen starts to stir. The song picks up, she moves along. The day plays light bright here. Radio finds a tune, she lets it carry her. She lifts her arms up slow, reaching past the windowsill. The night still hangs around her wrists, but the light is climbing still. Arms up into the sun, stretching out the night, warmth across her open hands. Easy, loose, alright. Her spine unfolds a bit, toes press into the floor. The morning leans against the glass. She stretches, asks for more. She doesn't speak, she rolls her neck. Arms up, the light comes in. Arms up into the sun, stretching out the night in red. Drags it slow across the bread. The jar still cool against her thumb. The crust goes soft and spread. Jam swirls on the knife, sweet across the bread. Red and gold along the edge, morning warm and fed. A little on her thumb, she licks it, doesn't mind. The toaster ticks, the kitchen hums. The light is loose and kind. She doesn't speak, she swirls the knife. The bread goes bright and red. Jam swirls on the knife, sweet across the bread. She skips across the floor, cold handle in her hand. 2 little steps, a quiet hop. The morning's easy and unplanned. 2 skips to the fridge, cold air, bright hello, milk and light behind the door. The kitchen lets her go. She hums a little tune, bare feet upon the tile. The carton cool against her arm, she lingers there a while. She doesn't speak, she hops the beat, cold air. The morning's bright, 2 skips to the fridge, cold air, bright hello. The spoon lies on the cloth, a bit of light slides down its curve. She turns it once, it flashes gold, then settles calm and reserved. Sun catches the spoon, flashes golden gone, bright across the breakfast cloth. Morning carries on, she taps it on the bowl, a small and silver sound. The window pours its quiet gold, the light moves all around. She She doesn't speak, she tilts the spoon, it flashes, then it's gone. Sun catches the spoon, flashes, gold, and it goes. The song, a small note left in her throat. The kettle's done, the toast is warm. She lets it linger, doesn't note. She hums the last note, lets it hang in light, soft across the morning air, then lets it out of sight. The tune fades on her lips, a kitchen holds it still, a breath of melody and steam, the morning calm and bright. She doesn't speak, she hums it low, it hangs there in the light. She hums the last note, lets it hang in light. She stacks the plates with care, a cheerful clink, a little chime. The cupboard door swings open wide, the morning keeps its easy time. Plates clink, soft and bright, morning's little song, the day moves right along. She sets two on the shelf, they ring a gentle tone. The kitchen hums its tidy tune. She's busy, not alone. She doesn't speak, she stacks the plates, they clink, the morning's bright. Plates clink, soft and bright, morning breeze comes through the screen, a curtain lifts and starts to spin. She watches it go round and slow, the morning blowing in. Breeze comes through the screen, curtain does a turn, light and fabric dance around the morning, soft and warm. She sways a little there, her hem catches the air, the window holds the gentle wind, the morning light and fair. She doesn't speak, she turns around, the curtain spins with her. Breeze comes through the screen, curtain does a turn. She finds a little beat, a finger snap against the air. The radio is soft and low, the morning's everywhere. She snaps along the beat, day keeps easy time, light and rhythm in the room, the morning falls in line. She nods her head a bit, her shoulders catch the groove, the kettle's whistle keeps the time. She lets the morning move, she doesn't speak, she snaps her hand, the day keeps easy time. She snaps along the beat, day keeps easy time. She pours a glass of gold, the morning spills across the rim, the light comes thick and bright and slow, the kitchen filling to the brim, light pours like juice, golden on the rim, bright across the breakfast glass, the morning pouring in. She lifts it to the sun, it glows a honey shade, the window pours its yellow light, the morning freshly made. She doesn't speak, she tilts the glass, the light pours golden in, light pours like juice, golden on the rim. She takes 2 easy steps, the kettle waiting on the ring. She flicks the switch, it starts to hum, a small and humming thing. 2 steps to the kettle, humming as it heats, steam and morning fill the room, the day is soft and sweet. She waits beside the spout, her feet still on the floor, the water builds a gentle hum. She hums a little more, she doesn't speak, she taps her foot, the kettle hums along. 2 steps to the kettle, humming as it heats. Leap off the toast, scatter quick and small. She brushes them aside like catches every fall. Crumbs bounce off the plate, tiny, bright and gone. Morning shakes them loose, the day keeps moving on. She taps the table edge, a crumb skips to the floor. Sunlight finds the gap beneath the kitchen door. Crumbs bounce off the plate, tiny, bright and gone. Morning shakes them loose, the day keeps moving on. She doesn't speak, she flicks the beat. The crumbs go light, bright and here. Crumbs bounce off the plate, tiny, bright and gone. The light, she lifts the shade up slow, going toward the day outside the kitchen window. She nods to the morning, lets the bright come in. Light falls on the floor, the day is gentle, thin. Steam curls from the cup, she sways and lets it warm. The morning tilts her way, quiet, bright and calm. She nods to the morning, lets the bright come in. Light falls on the floor, the day is gentle, thin. She doesn't speak, she catches light. The morning winks, bright and here. She nods to the morning, lets the bright come in. Sugar shakes from the spoon, a little white dust falls. She steps beside the bowl, light along the walls. Sugar overwarm, a little step asway. She turns beside the bowl, the morning starts to play. The grains catch in the sun, she taps a quiet beat. The kitchen tilts to her, bright beneath her feet. Sugar overwarm, a little step asway. She turns beside the bowl, the morning starts to play. She doesn't speak, she sways the beat. The sugar shines, bright and here. Sugar overwarm, a little step asway. Lifts the lid up slow, the yolk sits round and bright. Steam curls a tiny thread, the pan begins to sing. Yellow side facing up, day decides to glow. Yellow side facing up, morning finds its gold. She tips it on the plate, the edge is lacy white. A pinch of salt comes down, the light leans on the rim. Yellow side facing up, day decides to glow. Yellow side facing up, morning finds its gold. She taps the fork once soft, the kitchen holds its warmth. One bite into the bright, she lets the morning stay. She lifts it off the flame, a whistle finds the air. The spout begins to hum, a thread of white goes up. Kettle sings up high, steam curls into light. Kettle sings up high, morning warms its voice. She pours it slow and round, the cup fills to the line. A little cloud lifts off, the window window holds the glow. Kettle sings up high, steam curls into light. Kettle sings up high, morning warms its voice. She waits and lets it cool. The song fades soft and low. One sip into the warmth, the kitchen hums along. She pushes off one heel, the kitchen floor is smooth. A little glide begins, she wobbles, finds her feet. Sock slide on the floor, quick and bright and silly. Sock slide on the floor, morning lets her play. She spins a half turn around, the light comes with the slide. A giggle slips out soft, the day is wide awake. Sock slide on the floor, quick and bright and silly. Sock slide on the floor, morning lets her play. She steadies by the sink, the floor still holds the warmth. One more push and stop, she lands where breakfast waits. She hums a little line, the window stands ajar. The small note answers back from somewhere in the leaves. A bird picks up the tune outside the open glass. A bird picks up the tune. Morning has a friend. She pauses by the sill and lets the back and forth. A whistle, then a chirp. The kitchen leans to hear. A bird picks up the tune outside the open glass. A bird picks up the tune. Morning has a friend. She nods and hums again. The branch sways soft and slow. One last note they share, then breakfast calls her and the pot begins to drip. A warm brown smell unfolds. It drifts across the tile and settles in the air. Coffee fills the room, smells like saying yes. In close, she breathes it in once slow. The day feels easy now. A nod toward the cup, the kitchen agrees too. Coffee fills the room, smells like saying yes. Coffee fills the morning leans in close. She wraps it in both palms. The steam says go ahead. One sip and then she smiles. The day is hers to keep. A square of sun comes down. It slides across the floor. It pools beside her feet. She reaches for the gold. She cups the falling light, warm inside her hands. She cups the falling light. Morning fills her palms. It slips between her thumbs and lands back on the wood. She tries to hold a bit. The glow stays soft and near. She cups the falling light, warm inside her hands. She cups the falling light. Morning fills her palms. She lets it spread again across the kitchen settles warm, she picks her bag up light, a hum still on her lips. Out the door she goes, morning tucked inside. Out the door she goes, the day is hers to greet. She turns the handle slow, the hall is bright and wide. A last look at the room, the light stays where she stood. Out the door she goes, morning tucked inside. Out the door she goes, the day is hers to greet. She steps into the sun, the street picks up her tune. One smile and then she's gone. The kitchen keeps its glow.